Yo, this is definitely Snoop Dogg and not a fake voice. Welcome to the Losing Streak podcast with Bankroll Bill and Automatic Austin.
Welcome to the Losing Streak, a sports gambling podcast for those who just can't seem to win. My name is Bankroll Bill, and I'm here with my co-host, Automatic Austin.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, so let's get right back into it. MLB started. We've had some wins. We've had some losses. The NRFIs seem to be doing well.
To correct you, I have had 0 losses.
Oh, okay. So I have had some wins, had some losses. You've had 0 losses.
I've had nothing but wins.
That's a good problem to have.
It is, but you know what that means.
A bad day's coming?
Yep.
I mean, just like a gambler's fallacy, it works both ways. Just because you had a perfect day the day before doesn't mean it's going to affect your odds today. And just because you had a horrible day yesterday doesn't mean you're going to win one today. So right. I'm just saying you're good at picks. Don't fall for that fallacy. The odds.
Yeah, I'm just messing. Yeah,
I know. But speaking of systems, I didn't say anything about systems, but I'm just going to say that. That system I found, the Road Dogs, seems to be pretty good. Day one, it went 1-1. But with how, the underdogs are, like with the Rockies, it easily paid. And then yesterday, it went 3-0.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick. And
yeah,
I'm sure people
Diamondbacks, Rockies, and who was the third? The Guardians, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I put them on my Action Network profile so you could see, I played them for real on there. But I'm going to, so today, those 4 picks, I'm going to go over it now because it's a system. You got the Rockies again at the Padres. So you want to take the Rockies, take the Orioles, take the Tigers, and take the Diamondbacks again. So if you win 2 of those games, like let's say you put a half unit on each of them, you'll make money. So I'm gonna try that out today. It seems to be a good system. How do you feel about this system?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, with baseball, especially early on, there's always this narrative that there's certain teams that are going to be bad. And that may eventually come true, but some teams just at the beginning they click and they win some games, and then like the Rockies last year, they got off to a hot start, and then obviously they sucked towards the end of the year, and so who knows, maybe this year they're getting off to another hot start. But yeah, I like it. I mean, the odds are there, and like you said, you only need to win half of them to make money. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool system.
Yeah, and you got to get on now because it's really only for like the first, I think, like 9 days or 2 weeks of baseball. Because then I think the odds makers start getting better on your favorites underdogs.
Yeah,
but the NRFI's been doing good. I mean, even ones we haven't played have been doing pretty well. So that NRFI action, I don't know if that's going to last, but we can talk about that for today. Anything else you want to talk about baseball? Any interesting thing other than, Aaron Judge obviously hitting a home run on his second pitch?
Yeah, hasn't been too crazy so far, but it's always fun with all these games, going through them and, just seeing, because there's so much. You could pick hitters, props, you could pick pitching props, there's just so much with baseball that comes with betting. So it's just a fun time of year.
Okay. And since this is our baseball segment, I think we should go over your picks before we go into the other things. That's a better way to set it up. We're not jumping around. Yeah.
So right off the bat, I took Blue Jays money line. I got them at -125. I forgot which book it was, but I just feel like they have the better pitching in this matchup. Gosman, he didn't like how he closed out to the end of last year, and he dominated spring training. So I really think he gets off to a good start this year, gets a dub for the Blue Jays. And if you're not comfortable with taking the full 9, you could take the first 5. Let me see what those odds are real quick. And
it doesn't go against my system bet, so I'm not mad about it.
Let's see. These books are so okay. Here we go. So the odds are -135 money line on DraftKings for the first 5, but I got -125 for the full game. I just feel like, again, pitching matchup, it's theirs. Which book did I get it on? I got it on Hard Rock. But any thoughts on that one?
I mean, looking at the numbers, obviously it's early season, but it looks like the big money bettors are going on Toronto. So some people agree with you. There's no saying anything's sharp or not. Maybe the sharp bettors don't bet this early, but I mean they beat St. Louis already, and yeah, I don't see this as a horrible pick. I mean, if you were the capper, what would you cap them at? Toronto, like minus 175. Is that what the value you think it is, or?
I'd probably put this more towards like minus 150, just because that pit, like I'm telling you, Gosman, I think he's gonna have a really good game.
Okay, we'll have to check that one out.
But moving on, I'm looking at the Braves Nationals game. I actually don't have a side on this one or a total, but I'm going with over 6.5 strikeouts for Spencer Strider. He's one of my favorite pitchers to cap. He is electric. He pitched 21 innings in spring training, and he had, what was the stat I read? Give me 1 second. I think he had like 19 strikeouts or something like that. But he does nothing but throw strikeouts. I don't know. Are you familiar with Spencer Strider at all?
I am not. I don't even. Is he okay? So he's the Braves.
He was
pitcher.
a rookie last year. Yeah, he's a Braves pitcher.
Yeah. So yeah, and Washington.
Okay, let me correct my stats. Sorry. So he in spring training he pitched 16 innings and he struck out 21.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And then, as we know, the Nationals suck. They don't have a very good lineup. So I immediately.
Yeah. How did they bat in game one? I didn't even.
I think they struck out 9 times, but let me double check.
I know the Braves got out early. Let's see.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy game, honestly.
So only 5 strikeouts, it looks like. But yeah.
But their pitcher got hurt.
Yeah, and they had 6 different pitchers in that game. So
yeah. So
and they still won 7-2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually a pretty crazy stat. I wonder how many teams have had more pitchers than their win margin in a game. Taking the fun stats. That's crazy.
But yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. The Nationals, their lineup doesn't scare me. And again, Strider, he came in last year and he lit up the league. So yeah, I'm looking at Strider over 6.5 strikeouts, and that might even be my pod for the day. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I like it. I'm not seeing much on. I mean, because obviously these props things are harder to read because they're very fragmented markets. But yeah, that seems like a pretty good deal. What'd you get it at? Is it minus 125?
I got it at minus 120 on BetMGM.
Okay, nice, good value there. All right,
yeah.
Strider, let's start the season on a good stride.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good one. All right, moving on.
I do want to say we do have a NRFI that just came in, a NRFI calculation by this guy on Twitter. It's like NRFI algorithm or whatever. He charges for some, but he also gives some free, and it's on the Brewers Cubs game today.
Those odds were like minus 170. I'm not playing that.
What kind of value is that? That's the problem with NRFIs. The closer you can get to minus 110, go for it.
Yeah.
But minus
the games
minus
I was looking at for the NRFI were the Braves Nationals and the Giants Yankees. Those were both at like minus 110, minus 120.
Okay. So yeah, his 3 plays he's got are the Brewers Cubs, the Angels A's, and then the Orioles Red Sox. Let me see if any of those have value. I might do the Red Sox Orioles, man. That's minus 100. Oh, it's actually even odds for a NRFI. It's at 100.
Yeah, that game scares me though. Those are 2 electric offenses.
Yeah. Well, okay, moving on. You got another play then that you like for today?
Of course I do. I got a total for you guys. I have under 8 for geez, sorry. Excuse me. Mets Marlins. This is a good pitching matchup. I actually have the Marlins money line as well in this matchup. Cabrera for the Marlins, he's a heater. He throws over 100 miles an hour on his fastballs. I just think they have the pitching matchup in this one. Their lineup, both lineups aren't very good. They don't hit a lot of home runs. Obviously, Pete Alonso does, but besides that, the Mets don't really have a lot of home run hitters. They don't really hit well with runners in scoring position, so I'm not really worried about a large, total. So yeah, I took the under 8, and I also took the Marlins money line at plus 100.
Yeah, Mets are already looking pretty disappointing. Let's see.
Actually, I got the Miami money line at plus 110 on DraftKings.
That's a good move there. So let's see, a top expert on Action Network went with the Marlins, but it's looking like big money is slightly on the Marlins money line.
I'm sure a lot of money will be on the Mets too, because homers.
It's just some alleged sharps. They probably live in New York.
Yeah,
betting on the Mets.
Sharps.
Yeah, the total. Yeah, they've stayed under. I mean, the first game was 5-3, but yeah, definitely not offensive powerhouses here.
Yeah. So
let me see the numbers on the total.
I did text you in the morning because I was asking about this total because there was an 8.5 at minus 125, and then there was a under 8 at minus 114. So I was trying to ask you which value did you think was better?
I didn't know what you were asking. I was also. I mean, I know you're up a lot earlier than I am because
I have insomnia, so I'm up at like 2-3 a.m. every day.
My brain doesn't work in the morning. Honestly, probably I'd say under 8. Yeah, probably under 8. I would think it's
at minus 114.
Yeah, because if you hit the 8 and it's a push, whatever, but that extra juice just really hurts if it hits 9 runs.
Right. Makes sense.
Like over the whole season, it'll make a difference. All right. Yeah, and the totals here, it looks like the money's kind of split on the over-under, and these alleged sharps are on the over, so who knows? But then their expert pick is on the under, so. Action Network, you confuse me yet again. Good job.
All right, moving on to my last picks. I'm targeting the Twins-Royals game, and I am fading the Royals pitcher, Lyles, Jordan Lyles. He had a really terrible spring training. He's been in what stat did I read? It was like 12 teams in the last 5 years. He literally just bounces around. He's used for, when a team has so many injuries that they literally need to pick somebody off the couch. When they have no choice, they pick this guy up. So he's only starting this game because their opening day pitcher couldn't go. So they obviously had to flex the 2 to the first 1. And then now they have to start this guy in the second game. But looking at it, I took the Twins minus 0.5 first 5 innings run line spread at minus 120. And then I also took the over 2.5 team total runs first 5 innings.
So it's over 2.5 for Twins runs?
Yeah, for the first 5 innings. And then I also took their run line spread for the first 5 innings at minus 0.5. 0.5, geez.
Yeah, we know what you meant. Yeah, so you got a lot of plays there. Yeah, so the Twins, obviously the reports, it's mostly focused on the total, just the money line overall. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this seems like a good pick, especially too with the Twins over 2.5. Even if their pitchers for whatever reason give up some runs, you could still split that, even if they're losing in the first 5.
Yeah, I got the over 2.5 at plus 100 as well, so it's plus money.
Okay, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, not many numbers I can look at for that because,
Yeah, again, this is just more of me doing my research and finding pitchers to fade. That's what I encourage you guys to do. Look for pitchers that you want to tail and bet on. Look for pitchers that you want to fade. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, when we had this discussion kind of a little bit earlier this week, or I guess a couple of days ago, about how the first 5 is really essential for betting your starting pitchers. But if you're betting the whole game, if you're betting the whole game, you really got to be careful because the relief game can be a whole nother ball game, as the Orioles found out as they almost blew that lead to the Red Sox.
Yeah, if you're if you're gonna live bet and if you're gonna look at the full 9 innings, yeah, make sure you look at the bullpen matchups. Make sure the team that you're betting on has a better bullpen because some of these bullpens will come in and give up 6 runs. They'll be up, 5-0, and then all of a sudden you'll look and they'll be losing 6-5 because these bullpens are really that bad. So just be aware of that.
And honestly, unless you already have a winning bet and you're trying to hedge with live bets, be very careful with live baseball bets because they could have like a runner at second. It could not be updated on the app yet. And then you see the odds shift. You're like, oh, this odds look good. But there's a reason why they shift the odds like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, be very careful with the live bets on here.
Yeah, that does it for my baseball slate for the day. I'll make sure to tweet out my card, though.
That sounds good. All right, let's move on to college basketball first.
Yes,
the women's variety. So I watched. I didn't really watch what was it? LSU Virginia. No, I watched some of it. Yeah, LSU looked pretty good. Their coach is hilarious, and her like. Someone said she was looking like the dude from Zoolander when she's out there dressed up. But yeah, the first game. I mean, yeah, Virginia Tech got they got it close, but LSU pulled away. But the second game is what I really want to talk about. South Carolina came in as 11-point favorites. I saw that line earlier in the day. I meant to take Iowa because I was like, I don't care how.
I wish you would have talked to me about it because that's way too many points for a Final Four game, even in the women's. Because I know sometimes it's super lopsided, but dude, they had the best player in college basketball. There's no way they were gonna lose by over 11 points.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, so I was watching that game a little bit, trying to hedge it back and forth, thinking South Carolina would at least keep it close. Consider they have not lost a game since the SEC championship tournament game last year. It's not this year, but yeah. So they're a really good team.
It was like 30-some in a row, wasn't it?
Well, they're 30. I think they're 36-0 this season. So it was even more than that.
It was 40-something in a row.
Yeah. But
I think like 44 in a row or something.
Yeah, but man, Iowa. If you've not seen this Caitlin Clark chick, I think she scored like the last 12 points for them. She's had back-to-back 40-point games. That's the most. Like no one's ever done that in a tournament, and most points in national semifinal history. And this funny stat: she scored 6 times this season. She scored more points than the Iowa football team scored like in any game this season. I think their highest score was like a 37 or something like that.
Yeah, Iowa football was rough this year, but.
And of course, people on Twitter respond to this stat. Why would you put this stat? It's like, 'cause it's funny, man. This gets it gets people talking about different sports. So I've never actually shit on women's basketball, and I won't. I mean, there's obviously jokes about it.
It's getting more popular.
Yeah, but that was a good game, and they were showing earlier this week the resale tickets costs were actually higher for the women's Final Four than the men's Final Four this year.
Yeah, I think I don't know. A lot of people keep going back and forth on that. I feel like a lot of that has to do with the arena sizes too. I think there's like 10,000 more seats in the men's arena. So
yeah, because people said that, and then as soon as the LSU game started, I saw a bunch of empty seats. But it could be because people just wanted to go to the Iowa South Carolina game. Because it could be people that were for Iowa South Carolina, maybe they just shown up late. They don't really care about the first game. But yeah, what do you think about? I mean, I'm assuming Iowa. Did they even release the line yet for the championship?
I'm not sure. I just wish I took Iowa. I meant to, like you said. I just completely forgot. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be tomorrow. Iowa's favored by 3.
Okay. Yeah, I took the under in the LSU game because LSU tends to play good defense and stuff, but they just every time that they got a lead, Virginia Tech came right back, and it just slowly just kept creeping up. They had a really low scoring first quarter, and then it just got out of control. So I think I'm just going to take Iowa in that championship game because dude, that Caitlin, they just can't. Even if you have good, like the other South Carolina was so much bigger and stronger, but if you got someone on the outside that can hit any shot at any time, you're not going to lose.
Right.
So,
well, not only that, but she rebounds and she throws. I mean, she had a triple-double last game, and she had like 8 assists, 6 rebounds this game. So, I mean, she does everything.
Man, and at the end, too, I don't know what the final stat was, but I think the offensive rebounds was like 25-4 in favor of South Carolina, and Iowa still beat them. Yeah, so
that's insane.
So they're a lot smaller, but I think obviously LSU is going to be prepared. But, yeah, the cool thing is neither of these teams have won the women's championship before, so it won't be UConn or Tennessee like it always is in the past.
Well, we're Big Ten homers, so go Iowa.
Yeah, go Iowa. Yep. All right, let's move on to the other Final Four happening this weekend.
Sir.
I think I know. Let's talk about the FAU game first. Obviously, I think I know how you're siding in this, but I'm just going to say mine first. So I might just take FAU money line and then put a little bit on the plus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take FAU as well. I mean, I haven't been betting on San Diego State this whole tournament, and I mean, I'm not going to now. I'm on FAU. I feel like they're the better all around complete team. They're top 25. I think top 15 in both offensive and defensive now in Ken Palm. So they're electric, man. They made it this far, and I think they keep going. Yeah, I mean, what's up?
I was saying number one bet for this game. You know what we're doing, and that's the under.
Under, yes.
Yeah, no matter what. But don't listen to anyone. Just take it. It's blind. Just take a blind pick. If it loses, whatever. It's been like 12
in a row. San Diego State unders have hit.
Yeah,
and Florida Atlantic has already played, in low scoring games in this tournament already. Remember the Memphis game? It was like 66 to 65 or something. And then their other game too against I can't remember who it was. It was also low scoring, but yeah, they're no strangers to low scoring defensive battles either.
Yeah, it'll be good. And for whatever reason, San Diego State's got some like voodoo magic or something that can prevent people that are wide open from making 3-pointers. But
because their stat is pretty crazy. So against Charleston, they held down to like 6 of 24 from 3. They held Alabama to like 3 of 17, and then they held who was their other team too. Like they haven't allowed more than 5 3-pointer makes in this tournament. It's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. So, San Diego State is 2-0 all time versus Florida Atlantic, but they have not played in 21 years.
Jeez, yeah. So that doesn't matter.
I love that. Yeah. So we're going Florida Atlantic and the under. If you saw me right now, you'd see me put my thumb down, but it's a thumbs up, but it's a thumbs down. All right.
And also tease that as well. You could probably get like Florida Atlantic plus 8, and then you could probably get like under 138.5 or something like that.
Yeah, and if you're a fool and you think San Diego State and the over, you could tease it the wrong way and then go over 0 and violate every gambler rule. So don't do that.
Yeah.
But speaking of games that I think we're also going to agree on, pretty sure for Miami and UConn, Miami's done a good job keeping games close. We've never really been a believer in them this year. They seem to pull games out of their asses at the last minute, but this UConn team's too good, man. Ever since they lost to Marquette in the Big East tournament, they looked like they been on a mission, man.
I mean, both these teams though. I'm not taking minus 5.5. I'll tell you that. I'm taking plus 5.5 in Florida with Miami.
I think I'm just gonna take the over for this game, man.
Well, I'm also taking the over, but I'm also taking dude, Miami plays nothing but close games.
Yeah, but have they?
It's like Wisconsin. They play nothing but close games.
Yeah, but have they played someone as good as UConn?
They are 6-0 in the Ken Palm top 50.
Okay, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. But yeah. So Sportsline, their simulations got UConn winning by 6, and their picks are all these homers are like, what's crazy. This guy, he picks UConn minus 5. He says Miami's on a roll. They're 9-2 against the spread as an underdog, but he's all in on Connecticut, which is 8-1 against the spread neutral court games. But I honestly, UConn has looked a lot ever since that Marquette game. Obviously it's just been a tournament, but they've just looked like
I
a
feel like the
different
thing
team.
to do here is probably just tease whatever sides you believe in. So like I could probably get Florida Atlantic plus 8.5 and then UConn money line, or you could do Florida Atlantic plus 8.5, Miami plus 10.5. You could even do both and hope both of them hit. You're just really hoping for close games with these ones.
What I might do too is do something like that, or tease or not even tease. I just might do UConn money line with the over, and then maybe take the points with Miami. And then if they fall behind a little early, take more points with Miami just to give myself a little more breathing room. Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah,
I like that. But these would be good games though, no matter what. I'm really excited.
Yeah. I want these to come down to the buzzer.
everyone's talking crap about, these teams being in. And it's just like, what are you talking? People are talking crap have not watched basketball this season. They don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, like Florida Atlantic has lost 3 games. Like, this is a great team. San Diego State's lost 5, 6 games. This is a great team. Miami and UConn have lost games, but that's because they're in great conferences. So it's like what are you complaining about?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, let me see here. I was just going to look at the covers experts. Those guys, it's been all season. So for against the spread for the first game, they're 60% towards FAU. 76% of them are on the under in the game, so that they know what they're doing. And then for the Miami UConn game, let's see, 68% of them are on the UConn against the spread. But the thing, though, to remember with covers, it's a great website, but when you make a pick early before the line shifts, it'll still count as you picking UConn. So if someone got UConn, I don't know, doping line, was that 5? But yeah, but some games, if it opens up 3.5, it could have a real big shift towards the other side, looking like the one side's getting picked a lot. But yeah, that's because the line moved 2 points since then. So that's going to mess up numbers. Yeah, and they're on the over too. So I think the over and the under are definitely, respectively under and then over in these games are going to be some good money makers for guys. And if you like hedging like me, you probably get a lot of opportunity, especially if the game starts out real fast or real slow for either one. So, I'm looking forward to today. This will be good.
Yeah, there's also a huge hockey slate. Do you have any hockey picks you want to go over? The Bruins are -125 on the road against the Penguins. I think we should target that.
Okay, let me see here. Bruins and the Penguins. Yeah. How are the Penguins looking for playoff position?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's probably a must-win game for them or something. But at the same time, dude, everybody's betting on Boston.
This is the first time I've ever seen this. So there's 18 money leaders on this thing for Boston and Pittsburgh. All 18 picked the Bruins.
All right, yes, we're going with the Bruins.
Yeah, the
squad right.
Obviously, we're not saying it's a guaranteed pick, but if this lose, this would be. I don't know how this.
Just so everybody knows, I'm a Penguins fan, but every time I bet on the Penguins, they lose. So I refuse to bet on them. So.
Yeah, and Boston has a better away record than Pittsburgh has a home record. So.
Yeah, and Boston, dude, they should. Pittsburgh's not that good. Boston should just. It's all about motivation. If Boston wants to win this game, they'll win this game.
Yeah, and Boston had that. They lost that game to the Predators, and then they won in overtime against Columbus in their last game. But before that, they won 7 in a row. So
yeah, something like that.
They want to go into the playoffs strong. Are they
exactly?
I don't even know the standings exactly. I'm assuming. Can Toronto even catch them? No, Toronto can't catch them.
Nobody can catch Boston.
So that's the question, too. How much motive? I still think they got motivation because these guys all want to.
Yeah, they don't want to just lose a bunch of games before the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody can catch them, right? Not even for the overall.
No, nobody.
How many games are in hockey?
I'm telling you, nobody can catch them.
Okay. All right, take the Bruins. Okay. Any other? We got a lot of games today. I don't know if this is a good day to spread out our picks, but let me see.
It's a great day. What are you talking about? It's a great.
No, but I'm saying, but for me, I don't like spreading out my bets among too many games. I like to have. I feel like that's when you start making mistakes. Well, that's just me. I don't know. But
I guess so. I kind of want to take the Golden Knights at home. The Vegas Golden Knights.
Okay. Well, the Wild have been hurting me lately.
Have they? And they just won. They just beat the Kings the other night too, so they're probably feeling a little high and mighty.
That's a late night game. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah, so maybe we'll look at that later.
We'll post out some hockey picks. Yeah, because
same with the Coyotes. I kind of like the Coyotes as well at home as underdogs. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, because the first game's obviously the St. Louis at 1:00 Eastern, and then Boston at 3:00 Eastern. So if you want to do Boston Pittsburgh, make sure you bet that early. But the later games, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 late games at the 10 p.m. Eastern, and then there's a 9:00. Yeah,
I think every hockey team is playing.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So yeah, if I'm seeing a lot of the baseball games, I would say do more. They got a good spread out for baseball. So yeah, if you're starting to
Yeah,
win
they
in
did pretty
baseball, having good money, look at some of these late night hockey matchups. We'll probably
Yes,
post
sir.
something. We'll talk about it. But is that all
It's
we
a
got
great
for today?
sports
I think.
day. I think that's it,
Yeah.
but it's a great sports day.
Yeah. If you follow us on Twitter or anywhere, interact with our tweets. You can talk shit. You can congratulate us. Oh, we got to go through your last word. I know you had something at a restaurant. You said.
Oh, Dave's Hot Chicken.
Well, no, not a recommendation. You said something happened to you at a restaurant.
Oh, yes. So I was at I was at this pizza place yesterday, right? So we're sitting there, we finished our food, and it's this place, it's this like it's not really a fancy pizza place, but they have like this big old Wurlitzer, I think it's called. It's like this piano that controls like 100 instruments. But so we're sitting there, we're watching the show, we're eating our food, and we're done. And the dude comes and he gets our tray and our trash and stuff, and we like stacked it neatly on the thing. But we had a couple slices left, and so he takes it and like I watch him and he's eyeing the pizza, all right? And so he slowly walks to the trash. He has his back turned towards us, and I'm talking to the person I'm with, obviously. But while I'm talking to this person, I'm staring at this person the entire time. And he slowly reaches down. He puts the trash in the trash, and then he slowly reaches down for a slice, bro, and he eats it.
Bro, times are tough out here, man.
Dude, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I'm like,
all right, I got to ask for some details here. Was it an untouched slice, or was there any bites taken out of it or anything?
yes, no, there were a few untouched slices, but it's like still, what if we sneezed on it? What if we coughed on it? What if we dropped something on it? Like what if we spilled something on it?
Well, I have a funny related story. So back when I worked for,
But wait, let me keep going. So then no, 'cause I tell the person that I'm with, and then she turns around, and as he's walking away, he's literally chewing the food. Yeah, it was unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Well, one time I was working for a family member. I will not say who it was, but he would bring donuts into the office in the morning. And I was like, man, he always gets a lot of donuts. I found out later that there was a Krispy Kreme, and they would throw out the donuts that they like boxed or whatever. But it wasn't sealed containers, but it was like placed in the trash. So like he literally got it out of the dumpster and acted like he bought these. But guess what? They were fine. If I had known before I ate it, yeah, I probably wouldn't have eaten it. But afterwards, I was like, that's a funny story. And I was also like,
my god,
I think I was
that's so fucked
up
though.
I think I was like 16 at the time, maybe 17. Yeah, working a computer
That's fucked
job.
up though. You should tell somebody or like warn. Like I don't know. That's fucked up.
Well, as my previous food inspection job, when you throw food away like that, you're supposed if it's expired or if it's not safe, you're supposed to like actually do something to it, like cut up the boxes or like make it so it's not easily taken out. Because especially if it's expired and stuff, because people will take stuff out of the trash, man.
Yeah.
Whether they're rich, poor or not, man. I don't know what it is. People see stuff.
Trust me,
and think
I know. I've seen it.
But yeah, you know what he said when he was looking at those pizzas. You know what he was thinking?
What?
Holy shit! I'm gonna come.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
Dude, that's exactly, dude. He was eyeing them. Like the moment he picked up the tray, he didn't even look me in the eye. We said thank you. He didn't say anything. He was like salivating over these slices, bro.
Man, do they not let them eat the food there?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, it's been open since the 70s. Like, I don't know. It's an old place. It's a fun place. I don't know, dude. It was just weird. And he seemed like a fit dude. So I don't know. Maybe he was just super hungry, but that was the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, because that would have been my question. Did he look like he was having some other behavioral issues or mental health
Yeah,
problems?
no, he didn't look skinny or anything. Like, he looked pretty built. I don't know, man. It was just weird. Some people are weird.
He said, people may say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but I'm about to prove them wrong. But
he's like, these guys are really about to fucking throw these slices away? Not on my watch.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. Check me out on Twitter at Bankroll_Bill, and Austin can be found at
Austin Sporsic.
Our email for the podcast is thelosingstreakpodcast@gmail.com. And our voicemail line is 646-494-7185. I've been getting a lot of emails. But that's because I posted the email link one time about bad beats. And now I've been getting all these guys trying to sell me their beats. So thank you.
But
I'll
sell you our beat.
Yeah.
Also, we're still waiting on a response from the other losing streak podcast that has not responded to our inquiry about their name.
I sent them a nice voice memo stating that their show, their first episode was about a couple weeks or a month
theirs
after ours.
Theirs was February 6th. Theirs was February 9th. Ours was January 9th. Ours was a full month earlier.
Okay. Yeah, we're not trying to start beef with them, whatever. I mean, but if they want to have beef, that's funny. But yeah, they haven't recorded an episode since I sent my voicemail. So I'm not trying to start any crap. I'm just saying.
No, we're just laughing about it.
Yeah, it would make sense because you get friends searching for. You tell them to search for your podcast, and then this other podcast shows up, and it's two dudes talking about sports. It could be confusing.
That's exactly how I found it. My friend, I told my coworker, "Hey, check out my podcast, The Losing Streak," and he's looked it up, and then all of a sudden he's like, with these other two dudes, and I'm like, huh? And then he shows me, I'm like, what the no, this is not my podcast.
Oh, we don't wear Reds and Cubs hats around or whatever you got there.
Yeah, right. We're the two clowns with microphones.
All right, so if we've stolen your name of your podcast or any of your segments, please leave us a voicemail message so we can listen to it. But yeah, please leave a 5-star review. We'll be recording again before the championship game.
Yes, sir. Probably Sunday.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Get some picks. Get some locks. And well, see you later.